The objective today is to divide a polynomial by a monomial. Here's the first example. X to the third minus 2x squared plus x minus negative 3, and you're dividing that by x plus 2. Step number 1 is to figure out what you must multiply x by to get x to the third, and that would be x squared. You would put that x squared here, and then multiply the x squared by each of these items outside, and come up with x to the third plus 2x squared. Subtract. These should always cancel out, and you're left with negative 2 minus positive 2, which will be a negative 4x squared. Drop the next item over, and that will be plus x. Next, you start over again. What do you multiply x by to get negative 4x squared? And that would be a negative 4x. Place that here, and then go back and multiply this by each of these items out here. When you do that, this is negative 4x squared minus 8x. When you subtract, these two should cancel out. And now what you're going to have is x minus a negative 8, or actually 1x minus a negative 8x. 1 minus a negative 8 is a positive 9. And then drop the minus 3. Start over again. X times 9 will give me 9x. So that's why I put plus 9 here. And then multiply this by each of these items. When I do that, I have 9x plus 18. Subtract. These will cancel out. You have a negative 3 minus 18. Negative 3 minus 18 is a negative 21. That'll be your remainder. Simply write it as r minus 21 at the top. This is your final answer up here. Another example. 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. Step 1 is to figure out what you must multiply this x by to get 3x to the third. And that would be 3x squared. 3x squared goes here, and now multiply the 3x squared by each of these items in x minus 1. When you do that, it's 3x to the third minus 3x squared. And then subtract. These should always be the same over top of each other and cancel out. But then you have 2 minus a negative 3. 2 minus a negative 3 is 5. So it's 5x squared, and drop the minus 4x down below. You're starting over again, so it's x times something will give me 5x squared. And that something will be 5x. So put 5x here, and distribute that 5x to the x minus 1. That would give you 5x squared minus 5x. Subtract. These cancel out. And now you have negative 4 minus a negative 5. Negative 4 minus a negative 5 is 1. So that's 1x. And then drop the minus 3. Now what do you have to multiply x by to get x? And that would be 1. So now distribute the 1 to the x minus 1 expression. And that would just be x minus 1. Subtract, and these cancel out. You're left with negative 3 minus a negative 1. That would be a negative 2. And simply put r negative 2 beside your answer at the top. the solution for the practice problem starts with this. What do I multiply x by to get 3x to the third? And that would be 3x squared. And now you multiply that by x plus 3 to get 3x to the third plus 9x squared. Subtract, these cancel out, and this subtraction will give you a negative 13x squared. Drop the 3x, and now figure out what you multiply x by to get this, and that would be minus 13x. So negative 13x squared minus 39x. Subtract, and you should have 3 minus a negative 39, which is a positive 42x. Drop the minus 6. What do I multiply this by to get 42x? And that would be 42. So 42x plus 126. Subtract, cancel, and end up with a negative 132 at the end.
I subtracted my 44. But I still have the rest of the right answer.
I need a whole right answer.
I had all that other stuff to work on getting
Any questions? Blevins?
What's the negative sign with the R of 130?
Yeah, you got to have the negative sign there. It just didn't. I guess I didn't hit it hard enough. All right, you have one last chance. If you get this one right, it's 200 million. Here you go.